Hello and welcome to the Measuring Density revision video from scienceworksheets.co.uk. Please subscribe to support the channel and watch the whole video so that you learn all of the content. We're going to have a look at what the definition of density is, how density is calculated, and how we calculate the density of a regular shaped object and an irregular shaped object. Density is the amount of mass per unit volume. So to calculate density, it will be the mass in kilograms divided by the volume in meters cubed, which will give us density as kilograms per meter cubed. In physics, we will always use these units, but in chemistry, sometimes they will use grams, and for volume, they will use centimeters cubed. There are two types of objects, regular shaped and irregular shaped. In maths, a regular shape has to have equal lengths and angles. However, in science, we would consider a shape regular for the purpose of density calculations if the volume can be calculated easily. So for a box, which happens to be a cube or a cuboid shape, we can multiply the length by the width by the depth. So a box would be a regular shape. Irregular shaped objects, we are unable to calculate the volume easily because we cannot measure the sides easily. So to find the volume of an irregular shaped object, we use a different method that I will explain later. To calculate the density of a regular shaped object, first of all we need to record the mass in kilograms of the object. Once we've done that, we will need to measure the dimensions and use these dimensions to calculate the volume. The dimensions can be measured using a ruler, a vernier caliper, or a micrometer. In the case of a cube or a cuboid, such as our box, we can take the length and multiply it by the width and then multiply it by the height, which will give us the volume. Now we have both the volume and the mass, we can use the formula density equals mass divided by volume to calculate the density. To calculate the density of an irregular shaped object, first of all we need to record the mass of the object in kilograms. Then we need to find the volume of the object, and the way to do this is to carefully lower the stone into a measuring cylinder that contains some water, and you will record the increase in volume. So to find the increase in volume, before you put the stone in, you will record the volume on the measuring cylinder, say 20 cubic centimeters. When you lower the stone in, you will record the new volume of water in the measuring cylinder, e.g. 30 cubic centimeters. So therefore the increase in volume would be 10 cubic centimeters. And now we have the mass and the volume, we can calculate the density. And density equals mass divided by volume. To calculate the density of a liquid, first of all we will use a measuring cylinder to measure a volume of liquid. Then we will record the mass of an empty beaker on a balance, e.g. 200 grams. We will then pour the liquid from the measuring cylinder into the beaker and record the mass of the beaker and the liquid, e.g. 300 grams. If we subtract these two masses, we will get the mass of liquid, 100 grams or 0.1 kilograms. Now we have a volume and a mass, we can calculate the density because density is mass divided by volume. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to support the channel so that we can produce more videos. Revision worksheets are available at scienceworksheets.uk with fully worked solutions.